Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indy Comics Explained. And yet again, I brought another fantastic group of indie comic creators. So, without further ado, let's just bring them all on in. You know this guy, right? Although we can't see him.
You can't see him today because he's got a mess. He's got a mess in the office right now. So I'm just gonna say, what's up, Streamland? Thank you for joining us tonight. I am JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. I've been publishing comic books for over 15 years, and I'm hanging out with everybody tonight and having a good time.
All right, cool. And we have our Coco host.
Oh, the Coco.
Coco. What's up, everybody? I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera, host of Catch the Craze podcast, the original indie comic book podcast since 2005, and independent comic book creator. What's up?
All right, nice. Okay, hold on. Tell you, I'm gonna just screw this up as I go along. It's just the way this is going. How you doing, Katrina? Please introduce yourself.
I'm good. Hey guys, I'm Katrina Roets. I am an author and editor, and write all sorts of stuff. I write mostly children's books, though.
Oh, cool.
Okay, nice. Now we have one guest who's having technical difficulties.
Oh, he says he can hear now.
Okay.
It seems to be working now. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, now we can hear you. What's up, Charles? You got a headset that might work out if you got one.
Yeah. It turns out Google Chrome was not working at all, but Samsung is. I'm on my cell phone and I'm currently on the road.
Gotcha.
I'm like
Cool.
City.
All right. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going back home to Chicago. I was with the great and brilliant Charlie Robinson of Robinson's Ribs. We did an event in Mule, Mississippi, near the Blues Museum, and quite amazing history in the Mississippi Delta. That's a story for another time. But Mr. Robinson was a gentleman who was a sharecropper back in the day. Then he graduated, the person and his family, left his shotgun house, went to Lincoln, Nebraska for college, graduated, went to Chicago, had ice cream distribution, then joined the Mike Royko Rib Fest. By the time the sun set that night, out of over 400 people, he was number one, and that was the beginning of the amazing Robinson Ribs, and he's all over the place, amazing gentleman. And I have the privilege of currently driving with him, but this is about comics, so I'll change the subject and let's catch up.
All right, cool. So let's start. Let's start with these questions. Like I said, I'm still waiting on one more guest, but Chuck will be in a few minutes. Now here's the show question: should all comics be $4.99? I've heard some people grousing about this and talking about the $5 book and how comics should be $4.99 so that we can have a uniform price, so that it'll bring down the price and hopefully increase sales. All right, that's the question. So Katrina, we'll start with you.
No, not me first. I'm torn because not all books are created equal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wide variety in quality and page numbers, and so I'm gonna go. While a standard is a nice idea, I'm not really for it.
Okay, fair enough. Charles, did you hear the question? Wait a second. Hold on, Charles. Don't answer just yet. I got this guy that just came in.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Sorry about being late.
How you doing, buddy?
It's been
I'm
a
good.
minute, Chuck. You good?
It
It has. So please introduce yourself, sir.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chuck Pineau. I am the writer-creator of Belial, amongst many other things. I'm a freelance writer and editor, and I also have a podcast show of my own that I do every Tuesdays where I sit down and talk with creators.
All right, cool. It was funny. It sounded like you said traders. I was like, wow.
Traders.
Either or.
Chuck, do me a favor. Put your campaign in the show notes. The link.
Yes.
Cool. All right. The question of the show, which is what I'm asking, is $4.99. Should all 32-page comics be $4.99? I've heard some people grousing about this because they want to see if they can bring the prices down and increase, sales and hopefully get back a bunch of fans. So give it a second, Chuck, because Charles was up when you popped in.
Yeah.
So Charles.
Well, my thought is, and also knowing how much printing costs, even with today's price increases, you don't need to have a 32-page book at $4.99. That just starts to price you out. I mean, I remember buying comic books for just a quarter, and 4 books for $1. If you had $5, you got to bring home 20 books, like practically all the books on the rack at the Spinner drugstore. And now, if you think about minimum wage just being $15 an hour, 1/3 of that hour to spend on a comic book, that gets a little pricey. Another thing is, if you go back to newsprint, you can get books realistically for a cover price under $1, and you're still making profit. But the matter is really getting a very strong fan base, a huge fan base, and selling a lot of books. For example, a way you can perpetuate yourself and do well, and this I discovered back in the 90s when I was dealing with Diamond and the other 11 distributors, is if you were able to sell 3,000 books through the distributors, you can make a living if you had a bi-monthly book. And it really just comes down to numbers and attrition. So that's what I'll say on that. And I got more I want to add, but for everyone's show.
All right, cool. Chuck, what are you thinking?
You know what, man? The market will take care of itself. So really, what you got to do is you got to find the right price for you and for your particular niche. And hell, even one 32-page book or 24-page book or whatever will not be priced out for the same price. It won't work because it might speak to a demographic that's willing to spend a lot more. So why not charge a little bit more if they're willing to do that, or obviously a demographic that doesn't have as much money, so you drop that. So I mean, really trying to stick to one number, I think it's kind of silly. I think different people are able to spend and charge different prices for their books, and it either works or doesn't. So if you're charging $4.99 and it's working, good for you. If you think that you have to drop your prices because it's not, cool. Well, then you need to start figuring out how to save money in other spots along the way, whether it's larger print runs or different printer or any other number of things in order to make those costs work for you.
Cool, fair enough. Mr. Vera.
I've been charging $5 for my books for the past few years. My variant covers, I sell them for $10 or more based on what it is. But the standard covers, I always sell for $5, and I've never had any pushback or anything. And because you got to think about it as an independent, there's no income, so you gotta justify the work you put into it. The inflation's going crazy right now. Shipping costs are getting bigger. Shipping costs are growing. All my books are bagged and boarded, so you're getting it already bagged and boarded, so I'm paying for that. So I think it's because it's packaged right. When they get it, it's protected. They know that if they're a collector, they want to put it away, then they know that I've taken care of it. So never got any pushback. I think if you put in the work, I think $5 is the medium, but it can be. I mean, it all depends on page count too. So I think 32 standard. You do what you got to do, but as an independent, $5 is. I wouldn't go lower than $5 for me.
Sam, you trying to tell me you're not making millions of dollars at it?
No, I'm not making JD money.
Mario, you've been called out.
remember. I'm a counter puncher. I'm a counter puncher.
That's okay. You call Rosario right in the chin. Go ahead.
I got a quick question.
I can't even answer right now, man. My jaw's pulled up.
Is everybody doing all their art from start to finish, or are they paying for different aspects of the book, for the writing, or for the coloring, or for the art? Because what you need to do is develop a spreadsheet for cost analysis, then divide that by, let's say, $5 or $4 a book to see how many units you have to sell. Then there you figure out
I think Charles is. Yeah, I think you're making a good point, but I think he's you're all over the place. I think you're digitizing out.
Sounds like techno music.
I'm getting Charlie Brown's parents. All right. Well, we'll hopefully when you get in a better spot, Charles, we'll be able to come back to you. Jay, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, what was the question?
You know what the question is, you bastard.
Look, I am agreeing with Chuck. I'm agreeing with Sam. I'm one of those guys that sells books at $4.99 a pop. Right? I got a team to pay for. I don't have a rich uncle backing me. I don't have major sponsors putting money up in my book to taking out ads. I don't have VC money. I'm out here grinding it out with people. And the best way to do that is, and I don't know if this is something maybe Charles was talking about, but offset printing, dude. When you go on offset printing and you're paying 75 cents a unit and you're selling the copies for $5 a pop, you can turn a profit. You got margin there, and you can pay for the guys. You can put some money in the bank to pay for the next book that's coming out, and you keep rolling that over. Eventually, you got a little pot where maybe you can, claim some dividends at the end of the year on that and put that in your pocket. I can't speak for other people. I don't know what's going on with Marvel and DC and Dark Horse. I mean, Dark Horse, those are huge comic books. And I remember when Valiant came out, $2.50 a copy. I was like, what? What the hell is this? Right? But I was still buying it. And, it is what it is. I'm not here to decide what's going on in the rest of the market. I can just talk about what's going on with my books and the team that I need to pay for.
All right. I think Charles is having serious lag issues.
Yeah.
All right. That's the rough part of trying to work from the phone. Charles, you still there? I think he's frozen. Anyway, but I know for myself, I mean, $4.99 is a good spot. I mean, all right, there. So I think with $4.99, I think the issue is to Charles's point. I mean, I get it. You can print on newsprint, get the book down. Peter Cimenti was doing it for a minute for $2 a book, right? But the problem with that is that he had the issue that retailers didn't want to pick him up because they were like, I could put your book on the shelf for $2, or I could put this $5 book on the shelf for $5, right? And I make more money on that $5 book, right? That space remains the same as far as cost, right? I mean, they're gonna make more money on that $5 book. So they got to make those types of decisions, and especially as indies, we have to. I mean, we're at the mercy of the market, right? So we got to try to follow those trends no matter what they are, right? Marvel's moving up to $6-7. We're eventually going to move up to $6-7. If that's what DC and Marvel are doing, we're eventually going to be there too, because they'll just push us right off the shelves because the retailers going to be like, we're just making more money on those books. And even if you got a hit, it's going to be rough for you to get in. So yeah, I think $5 is a good price point. But I think one of the other things they were complaining about was that, Kickstarters were, running $10 books, which is pretty much what just about everybody does. Yeah. But you got to do what you got to do. It's a premium cost. It's a premium product, and it's a specialty product. It's not going to be cheap. You know, I sell my books at $10 a pop, but mine's a limited edition at 250. They're signed and they're numbered, right? And they're not going to be the same books you're going to get, you know, when I eventually end up, you know, distributing. They're not going to be the same books. You know, so you have a special collector's item, and yeah, and that's really all we can do for it is just make them special, and then the next, you know, the wide release is a wide release. All right, Chuck is gone. Chuck, safe travel.
Safe travel.
No, it's bad because he's been self-publishing since '91, I think,
Wow.
and he has a lot, and he's been doing comics for I think he said the federal government. Like he's done like tax comics on taxes and a bunch of other very interesting stuff, which is why I wanted to have him on. But I guess he needs to be at his home and his computer. Hopefully next time.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's driving Uber while also trying to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If he can stream properly from it, why not? But you know,
Right.
it's not happening. So, all right. Oh, he's back. All right. Let me give him a moment. Hold on. Charles, you better there? What's going on?
Yeah, I got full signal finally. My signal dropped out completely.
Gotcha. All right. So we're gonna. You got anything? You got anything to add?
Well, my model is different because I publish government-funded comic books, so
Right.
I figure out a budget which is different than corporate-funded comic books. And you know, the print runs are wild cards, but the model that I've been doing for my vanity floppies is I figured out to be a gross budget for the art and every other aspect of it. The printing cost, print 10,000 units, have them at an average of $4, sell them at conventions across the country, and also use it as a tool to get larger contracts, which pay very well. So I still do my love, but again, from the statistics, we get about 3,000 solid people. 1,000 times $4 a book is 4,000 or 5,000 at the other price. So times 3, that's 12,000 to 15,000. So that gross is enough to pay the artist, pay yourself, and when it's volume, you have a library to travel around with. But that's what I've been doing. The other wild card I've been playing with is getting sponsors or advertisers to offset the cost so that you can have a lower cover price or even give them away for free.
Gotcha. All right. Hold on. Jay.
Yeah.
So ask your question, sir.
Oh, okay. For those of us that crowdfund, should we be pursuing stores at this point or not? Is it a waste of time, or do you think we should keep chasing that dragon?
Oh, I do want to answer a question. Somebody talked about exploitation of your artists. For example, if you do all the art for yourself, the only one you're exploiting is yourself. That I pay artists $250 a page for the work. Those are the corporate sponsor books. What model are we really talking about? And again, depending on how you print it, if you go with a newsprint, you can lower 70-pound offset, 80-pound gloss text. The gloss cover, it looks nice, but what's the goal? To have people just read them, be entertained, or put them in
I can't hear what he's saying.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, no. I'm just writing them a note.
To 16-hour wear. New Super Stay Vinyl Ink, Maybelline, New York.
They said you wouldn't do it. They said you'd give up. The fall is here. And your car has a 650-pound pumpkin on it.
All right. So Jay, I'm sorry, man. What was your question?
For those of us who are crowdfunding books right now, do you think we should still keep chasing being on store shelves, or should we just go commit fully to the pot and not even waste our time doing that anymore?
With Instacart, you can get everything you need.
Chuck, what are you thinking?
I mean, that's a really great question, actually, and that brings up one of the issues. Is like, so, as Charles was saying, you got to try to bring the price down. Okay, that's great, but like, let's say I can do, I'm able to make the money to somehow do a print run of 2, 3, 5,000 comics and bring my price run down to like $1.75, whatever. Now I have to fucking store those and sell them, and that's a lot, like, because now you have to get out to all these shows. You have to, I mean, it's an awful lot. You have to try to get it through your website and stuff. So I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you do end up doing one of those big print runs, why not try to get it in the stores with the idea that you're funneling people to eventually buy from you. Make sure that they have, in your comic, you have your website, they have ways to contact you and find your products and all that. So I think at the end of the day, like, if you're going through a store, they have to have a way to find you online to be able to hopefully pick up directly from you.
All right, cool. Katrina, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm not somebody who chases stores, but I also don't do comics. My books are prose. They're short stories for kids, and so my books actually, once they go through the Kickstarter process and all that, a few months later will end up on Amazon. I haven't gone wide yet as far as Barnes and Noble and other sites, but you know what? If that's your thing, you really want to see your books in stores, then I'm all for, chasing your dream. Go for it. But it's a tough process.
All right.
Cool. I like how Chuck agrees with me, muted, so nobody hears him agree with me.
I nodded. Well, I mean, I agree. I do. I totally agree with you. But again, you also have to understand when you go into a store. Like, I know that I was talking with one guy, and he was like, "This store wanted to buy my book off me for like $2.50," and I was like, "Yeah,
they have to make money off of it too."
And he's like, "Well, it's a $5 book," and I was like, "Yeah, and they need to be making like 50% profit. Like,
right.
Overhead is a real thing, dude. I mean, they have to pay for the brick and mortar, for the power, for people to sell them, all that kind of stuff. Their website,
the shelves that your books are on."
Yeah, exactly. They have to pay for all that stuff. So, yeah, man, that makes sense. So,
yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I'm printing my books at $3." I'm like, then you shouldn't be in fucking stores. Like, it's a bad idea. Mm-hmm. So unless you can get your, like Charles was saying, unless you can afford to get your books down to the point where you're only spending $1. So like I spend I'm about $150, $160 a book right now. So I'm not making an awful lot by getting into stores, but at least it's getting my name out. It's funneling, we're finding a way to funnel it back to us so that people hopefully get on the Kickstarter next time, or at least know our name and know the product and appreciate it and whatnot. But yeah, if you can't get your print cost down, it's not worth your time. It's just a vanity at that point.
Yep.
True. Mr. Sam, what are you thinking?
I'm more of the mindset of graphic novels and collected editions, and widely distributed, ISBN number, barcode. This way you have, and with a print-on-demand distributor that'll facilitate those orders, whether it's like a Walmart or a Barnes and Nobles or whatever it is, and they just send you your quarterly statements. I'm not in. I don't want to be a publisher. I don't want to be an indie publisher. I want to be a creator, and the risk to the indie of having to produce that many units to be able to get into stores consistently. You have to have the inventory to justify unless you're just going to go localize. You want to do it in your 5 surrounding counties and you work it out with the retailers. You could drop it off yourself. Go for it. But if you're looking at mainstream, you need capital, and there's risk involved. Some of the retailers want a buyback program, if they don't sell. So you gotta be able to understand all those business aspects. That's not for me. If you want to do it, God bless you. I just want to create, and I'm go the safe route, collect it all, I'll pay for my ISBN number. I'll work with a distributor, and go that route.
Mhm.
All right, cool. I mean, Katrina, have you looked into that, like Lightning Source and that sort of thing?
I have
Your
not.
books?
I have
Oh.
not. I'm sorry. I've got a kitten climbing all over me.
That's all right.
Freya, you're very distracting. For me, right now, it's a little bit more about just getting the books made.
Mhm.
It's been a really rough year, so I'm thrilled that we've got, I got one done this year. Like, yay, I got to it. There's a point where I wasn't sure I'd get a single book out this year.
Gotcha.
So I'm just happy to like have the book, to be doing the Kickstarter, getting my name out there a little bit more. Bigger stuff maybe next year.
Gotcha. All right, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, but look into Lightning Source.
Okay.
It's like Sam was saying. They can get you in the stores. Like you get in the database, you can sell through Amazon, you can sell through like
Yeah,
a
I know.
whole bunch of
Like Draft to Digital does a similar thing.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I know there's a bunch of different services, but Lightning Source is one I'm familiar with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jay. No, it's my turn to answer the question. But what was it again?
You mother. Dude, I don't know. I fly by the seat of my pants, and you know that, bro. I pulled that out of the ether. Come on.
Okay, so pull it out of the ether again.
Should you chase being in stores or not? As
okay.
As a someone who uses the crowdfunding model, I guess.
Right. You were asking if we were ready for it, right? I mean, it all depends if you're ready for it, right? I mean, I've gone through Diamond. I've done that many moons ago. And let me tell you, it's worthwhile. You can get some decent numbers. You can get your books up to 3, 5, and beyond 1,000 books sold through Diamond or any distributor. It's worth it because you'll start building up those numbers. But you have to get to that spot where you have, man, you gotta have a decent war chest, just for printing. I mean, if you don't have that war chest, it's gonna be hard. I mean, and that's just through Diamond, which is pretty kind of, I wouldn't say immediate, but the turnaround on that cash is a little bit quicker than, let's say, if you went through Penguin Random House, right? And you're going through bookstores where you might have like a 6-month lag before you see a check, where that war chest, you can kick them 40,000 books, 40,000 hardcovers, and you'll be waiting and they'll go, oh, we need another 50,000. And you're like, but you haven't got my first check yet. Right? And they'll be like, right, that's pending, but we still need another 50,000 books because we have orders to fill. So yeah, it just depends on how deep your pockets are. But I do think it's worthwhile, definitely pursuing it. It's it just takes time. It's like, but you got to build that war chest, and that's like the thing. You got to have that financing. So go ahead, Jay, answer your own damn question.
Dude, I turn like phases of the moon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some days I'm for it, and some days I'm against it. So there's no right or wrong answer to what I asked. I'm just trying to feel out the panel right now, because like Chuck brought up, I am printed up. I am doing offset printing, but we can move those units, right? I'm doing multiple covers, so offset printing, I can divide those by the multiple covers. And even if I do 2,000 total units, right, that's only 500 covers split between each 4. So I can move that. And I'm always talking about using your access merch as ways to sign up people for your newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. Here's a free copy. I mean, your cost of acquisition is what, 75 cents, $1 per customer. That's amazing, right? You don't get that in other businesses. So there's different ways to move the product, not just through the stores. Yes, does it add to your bottom line? Hell yeah, I'm not going to deny that at all. Is it a headache and a half, like Sam was saying? Oh, 100%. Fuck yeah, man. You know, we got a friend going through this right now, and he's like, ooh, he's pulling out hair that he does not even have on his head. You know, and it's like, if I had the personnel, you know, the support team to help me go through those motions, yes. But as I'm developing content right now as an individual creator with collaborators who are helping me build this stuff up, I think I'll stay in the crowdfunding model for the time being. But I will still use offset printing because, I mean, if you print on demand for a couple hundred copies, you're really not making any money. You're not at all. And then if you've got a show coming up, you know, you got to rush to get a couple pennies together to print up another set of books, and at the end of the day, you would have saved that money. I always say, you know, trading offset printing versus print on demand is trading short-term sales for long-term growth. And you know,
I mean,
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
If you don't mind sleeping on all those books, sure.
Oh, dude, the box spring, it keeps growing with every order. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like what was it? Not the Emperor's New Clothes, the one with the P, right?
Princess and the P.
The Princess and the P, and there was like 50 mattresses, and the princess couldn't sleep because she couldn't find where that mountain was. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, baby. You know what I'm saying? Once I can build a foundation with all my offset, oh man, then
you can put the house on top of it. That's what you're saying?
Put the store in the basement. That's what.
Foundation of a new house.
Yeah,
exactly. Because I mean, listen, I got 9,000 fiascos sitting in my other room.
I know.
You know, so it's painful. So it's a lot of damn books.
Yeah,
all right.
At 18 pounds a case. You know, 10 cases. That's 180 pounds in your car. That's that's 1,000 books. But
yeah, I mean, and then the thing is you along with those books murder the suspension.
You know what I'm saying? Murder. Hello. Murder. Might as well just remove that shit and put a new one before you take off.
Seriously. All right, Sam, you're up, sir. What do you got?
If you decide you want to go that route and go after stores, what do you think you need to have in your purse strings to be able to do so?
Interesting. Chuck, what do you got?
A lot. I mean, like
a lot more than I have.
So first off, how are you attacking it? Are you doing diamond, or are you just gonna shoot? Screw the middleman and try to get it out there to yourself, and phone every place. So like, I mean, that's a difference, of course. So depending on how you do it, because if you do diamond, you have to be able to print like JD was saying, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 copies.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you do it just to whichever stores you're able to get to, that's up to you. And that's between you and them, how many you can get to them and how many you're willing to get out there. But I mean, obviously when you're hitting stores, the more money you have, the more books you're able to get out there, the more money you're going to make. If you're just doing, piddly ass, and again, the more books you're able to print, the cheaper you're able to get them. So yeah, it really is all about the more the deeper your purse is, the easier it's going to be to make some of that money and to make more money on each book.
Mm-hmm. Katrina, what are you thinking?
I got nothing brilliant to add to this.
I have a kid's book. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's called.
That's pretty much it. I mean, even if I were looking to pursue a store, I mean, right now it's just more money than I can imagine having. Don't
worry about it. You can imagine it and you can have it.
Okay, I'll work on that. That's gonna be my
yeah.
next goal.
One way of pursuing it, though, is just it's simple, and that is have a retail tier on your Kickstarter, and then hit up stores and just say, "Hey, we have a retail tier. This is what it is." And whenever I make my retail tier, I make sure that they're aware of what the MSRP is of the single books and the whole load. So if you were to buy this, it would be, say, $75, and I'm charging you $45. So you know that you can make this much off of it. And so that just kind of lays it all out there for them. They immediately are able to look, do the math, and go, is this worth my time? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go. Hold on, let me put this up. Daphne wrote here, everybody's going to get a free copy of that fiasco for the rest of our Kickstarter days.
Yes, Daphne, I agree.
My answer to that is no. I will burn through those suckers. All right, Mr. Rosario, what are you thinking?
You need to have dough. Dough. I mean, those pockets need to be deep, right? If you're going to do this the right way, you need to A, pay for their support staff. You need to B, have enough.
Now, hold on. Slow down for a second. Hold on, Jay. I got a question. I know you talk about this a lot. Support staff. What is that?
You need to have a sales team. You need to have a marketing team, right? You need to have street ambassadors. Whether they're getting paid in money or they're getting paid in swag, it still has to come from the green. You got to pay for that stuff. So I mean, that's huge, bro. Can you call? Do you have enough time as a single entity to call all 2,000 stores and still produce X amount of books on a monthly or even bi-monthly or quarterly basis? Can you do that without going bananas? Right? Even if it's a 10-minute call, right? And you hit everybody in the first time. 10 minutes times 2,000. Bro, there's not enough hours in a month. You're working 80-hour, not weeks, you're working 80-hour days, just to get through that. So you're going to need the team to do that. So the support staff, right? In the restaurant, we would call that, right, the back of the house, right? The cooks that are in the kitchen, right? And then you've got the front of the house. You got the waiters, the waitresses, the bartenders. Those are your artists, your inkers. They're the ones that the public sees on a regular basis. So it's like, so that's it. You need to have enough money to pay for the people in the front of the house and the back of the house, because you're not going to be able to do that alone. And that comes with fucking dough. And if you're not going to be, what's up, Chuck?
As someone who did restaurant, I actually feel like it's the other way around, because I feel like the back of the house, they did the actual work. We actually cooked the meals. We actually made the stuff.
Okay.
So that's your pencilers, inkers, and then the people at the front. Okay. They sold everything and somehow made more money than those of us who actually made the damn thing.
You're right. You're right. I gotta concede to that, dude. Yes. Hell yeah, dude.
Can you tell I used to be a cook?
Yeah. The managers of the execs, right? The publishing execs.
That's it, man.
So metaphors aside, you're gonna need a lot of money. So those pockets got to run deep, and if you're not going to be paying these guys and girls, up front on a regular basis, you need to make sure that there's enough cushion to pay them off of the sales of the product, right? Whether it's commission or whatever the case is. So, yeah, man, you're gonna need dough and you're gonna need time, but time also comes with dough.
Right. Okay. I mean, for myself, being a single entity and not looking into having staff like some people,
spot. You make me feel like I'm bigger than I am, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, Sam was saying how much the millions and millions you're making. So I mean, like,
Fuck out of here, dude.
Right, but truth be said, I mean, look, you need, all right, because here's the crazy thing about it, right? You can go through Diamond, And let's say you're just going through Diamond, right? And let's say you take out a full page ad. The full page ad I heard was like $1,400 now.
Okay.
That's the ad, right? And let's say you put it in there. You say, all right, cool. I'm gonna go bi-monthly. All right, fine. Diamond's like, sure, no problem. You get 2 ads out, $2,800. Okay, cool. Then you're like, you budget yourself. You say, hey, I'm not gonna do more than $5,000 anyway. So you figure out your numbers of $5,000. Let's say it's $2,500 just for argument's sake, right? And then Diamond turns around and says, oh man, you sold 25,000 books, bro. And you're like, I don't have $15,000, or you don't have $10,000 to print all those books, right? So that's where the problem happens. If that sort of unsuspecting thing, the unexpected thing happens to you where you get lucky, it's like a good problem to have because you'll be able to get the money, right? In some instances, I don't know, back in the day when I was doing it, my printer would take the invoice from Diamond. If you show them that invoice, they would take that as proof of payment.
Right.
They would understand that money was coming, right? So they would be able to, all right, cool, no problem. And they will print the books to you, ship them out. And then, as soon as I got that check from Diamond, I deposited and paid my printer, because I knew I had to do it all over again later on. And they were the first payment I made. I didn't even play with that money.
Excuse me, the printers that deal with Diamond. Because if you're using a different printer, they're going to be like, who the hell is this? We don't work on purchase orders.
Right. But then you may be able to talk to your bank, and you may be able to get them to float you that extra cash on credit.
There's ways around it. Yes.
Yeah, there are definitely ways around it, but you still need deep pockets because, like I said, if a good problem happens, right, that extra money has to come from somewhere. So yeah, but I mean, hey man, that's the risk. But I would say have at least $15K in the pocket at least, and that's just minimum, Mm-hmm. Mr. Sam, what are your thoughts? How much money you got in there?
I think you need to whatever it is, the starting budget, you need to have 3 times that. That's the way I look at it. And if you don't have 3 times that, don't even think about it. So think of what the average order from Diamond is. If the average order is 3,000 units, 4,000 units, you need to have the capital to be able to print that, produce it, and then you multiply that, because if the worst case scenario would be, which would be the best case scenario, is that you get that order and then you can't fulfill it. You just close that door because they're like, well, this person wasn't ready. This person, can't even deliver. We're wasting our time and they got staff to pay. They got an operation to run, so they can't be, working with people who are not prepared. So don't lie to yourself. I know everybody wants their stuff in stores. But look what's happening with real estate right now, right? They want you to have 3 times the amount of your what is it, like 6 months worth of salary or whatever it is in order to be to get a loan. Same thing. I think you got to look at it the same thing. If you're going to do business with somebody and you want to play with the big boys, you have to come with big pockets.
Yeah.
The irony, I think, is once you're in the stores and people start to recognize your brand, they're going to bypass the stores and buy from you directly.
Yeah.
So the store is just another element at the top of the funnel, right? And like Chuck says, yes, you want to have all your credentials in the books that you're putting out there, so that way they could come back to the house, right? And the house is whatever your brand is. So eventually you go back to, it becomes full circle. You start off direct to consumer, then you go, B2B, and then you end up becoming direct to consumer again.
Yeah, true enough.
I bring this up a lot with Zenescope, and you could go through their numbers on Comicron. All right, you could break it on down. They're bringing in anywhere between $80,000 to $95,000 a month, but when you look on their website, they're still selling out. Mystery packages. They're still selling premium cover stuff. They're still selling stuff direct to consumer on there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Same thing with Polito, right? Yes, Polito makes bank on his crowdfunding campaigns. He's still in Diamond, right? So that whole thing about Diamond saying, "Oh, what would you do different from Kickstarter than you're going to do what you're putting on our shelves?" That's bullshit, because he gets away with it. And then he's still selling on his website. You still buy premium items on there. Right. So, I mean, the B2B stuff, it's top of the funnel. It's you want to make sure your stuff is there, has your stuff that's there, has your credentials, because you want to bring people back to your brand.
I like how you talk about the vanity aspect of it, how people want to see their stuff in stores, but are you ready for it? And I talk about that same shit when people are like, I want an action figure. And I'm like, you don't have 100 backers on your Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You don't need to be worrying about action figures right now, man. Sell books, make some books. And I mean, look, I'm not in the place of making action figures either, but I know it. I understand that. So, like, recognize, would I like to have an action figure? Would I like to have a Funko Pop or something? That'd be so cool. Absolutely it would. But you know what? Earn it. Like, actually get yourself to the point where you should have that stuff. That stuff should be on the shelves. That stuff will sell, rather than, I want one because it'll look neat. Like, if you want to spend $200 on one single Funko Pop to put on your wall, great. But if you want to try to get people on Kickstarter to spend $150 a pop to buy a Funko Pop of your character, and good luck. I hope it works out for you, but I don't know.
Chuck, I hear what you're saying, and I do fall under that umbrella. Yes, I ate with my eyes, right? I try to get stuff done before my books are ready. But there are exceptions to the rule. I don't know if you know Jason Bienvenu out of Louisiana. He had a single book called Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, and he's run 3 or 4 crowdfunding campaigns for his stuff. His last 6-inch figure drop hit for over $400,000, dude.
Wow.
We could talk about Boss Fight Studios, but those were the Hasbro people, and they had that stuff going there. But then we could talk about people like Fresh Monkey Fiction. They were just they weren't even picking up a license. They were doing offshoots, right? You could talk about the guys with
Chuck. You hit his button, bro.
What's up?
I said, Chuck, you hit his button.
Yeah. I'm not knocking what he's saying. He has a valid point, right? And there are a lot of people that are out there and they're eating with their eyes. They're not ready for it.
Yeah.
What are there exceptions to the rule? Yes.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah.
You got another toy line called Plunderlings, which are like evil elf Smurf things, right? And the guy's making dough. And funny enough, when it comes to crowdfunding action figures, here's the biggest difference between crowdfunding action figures and crowdfunding comic books. You have a lot of these retail stores like Roma Collectibles, like Big Bad Toy Store, like Big Boy Toy Store, that they are kicking in 20 to 25% of the goal, right? Because they want product for their stores. Why can't we get that type of support from comic book shops?
Because they can sell the toys and comic book shops can't sell that amount of comics.
Right.
I mean, it's that amount. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, you go back to the 90s and remember Warrior Nun Ariella had an action figure that was 5 points of articulation, and it looked so very vibrant out there. I mean, fast forward 20 years later, she's got a TV show on Netflix, but stuff can happen. But yes, are there a ton of people who end up losing their shirt?
Yes.
Things? Yeah.
Yes. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna pull up a campaign. So things are about to change. Here we go, Katrina. You're up.
Woohoo!
Right.
Now, do you want me to play the video before we start?
Sure. It's only about a minute long.
Okay. Just give me a second, because
Hello, this is Katrina Roets, author of Tales from the Toy Store, Return to the Toy Store, Ava's Army, and Comal's Castaways. Comal's Castaways are a brand new book, and I cannot wait for you guys to check it out. It is 20 plus short stories all about cats living their best lives. It is perfect for bedtime reading, for those upper elementary readers, and heck, I know a bunch of adults who happen to love it just as much as the kids. Now, if you're into coloring sheets, and cool art, you need to check out this book because Max did an amazing job on all the interior art, and all of our interior art is available as coloring sheets that you can download. And hey, did you see the cover? That cover done by James Sims is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so in love with it, and I cannot wait for all of you guys to check out this book, read the sample stories, and if you're in love with it as much as I am, please feel free to back this project.
Very nice, Katrina. Kept it under a minute. Kept it just under a minute. Very nice.
Thank you. It only took me 6 attempts recording that.
Yeah, that I believe. Yes, definitely. Mhm. All right.
My oldest was sitting here and he started laughing every time I get going on it. And I'm like, no, dude, I got to get this done. I do.
Nice. All right. So, Katrina, tell us about the story. What's going on?
Cobalt's Castaways, like I said in the video, is 20 plus short stories. They're all about different cats, and these are actually real cats. Most of them live in feral cat colonies down in Florida. I know a feeder down there who streams on Twitch, and so I've become familiar with the different cats. My cats are in there as well because, you know, they're my cats. And yeah, like I said in the video, it's perfect for bedtime reading. It's great for those upper elementary age readers who are just, you know, kind of starting to learn read on their own. Adults tend to love it. I guess maybe because, you know, if you're on the internet, you must love cats. It's like a rule.
Nice. Okay. So, I mean, so the tone of the stories. I mean, what are we looking at? We're looking at like fantasy based story. Obviously, it's a fantasy, but you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what type of fantasy based stories are we looking at?
There's everything from a cat who becomes president of the United States to chefs to backup singers in bands. There's a little bit of everything in there.
Okay, cool. I like it. I like it. Now, how long did it take you to write all 20 stories?
This one took me a while because life kept interfering.
Mhm.
Usually, it takes me about 3 weeks in between, you know, life and client projects and things like that. But this one took me longer because life just kept getting in the way of everything. Hey, look, Belial was down at the bottom there, Chuck.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Love that. Yeah.
Nice.
Now-
I love how James looks like an angry pirate.
Isn't that great?
Look at him. Buy the book, DR.
Yeah, James did my cover art as well as one of the prints and the bookmark. And this is his first actual prose cover. He's done comic covers, but it's his first prose cover.
Cool. Well, look, you did a good job. Very nice.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Now, the 20 stories, like more like what's your word count? What type of word count are we looking at?
Anywhere from 500 to a few thousand,
Okay.
depending on the story. There's a little bit of a variety and range in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what was now of all the stories in it, right? And I know this is going to be tough for you. Which one was your favorite to write? It doesn't have to be your favorite story, but which one was your favorite to write?
I think my favorite one is Mac the chef. He has an this is his second. I put him in April's Army as well, and he actually teaches the kids how to do an actual real recipe.
Nice.
Which is fun. I think last book it was potato chip cookies, and which are a legitimate thing. I found out, and then this time we did Rice Krispie treats.
All right, cool, very nice. I mean, and where are you getting the recipes from? Is this something you're creating, or is it?
Well, I mean, Rice Krispie treats are kind of a standard recipe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you got me with the Rice Krispie treats. The potato chip, I'm a little standoffish.
Little questionable.
I'm down with the Rice Krispie treats, baby.
Have you tried the potato chip Reese's?
I've not yet.
They're actually surprisingly good.
Wait, what? Hold on. Reese's, like the little
like Reese's cups.
Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah,
they have with potato chips in them.
They have potato chips in them, and it was surprisingly good. It's a really good mixture of the salty and the sweet. I was blown away. It was good.
Are the chips still crispy?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was my only concern is that you get kind of soggy chips.
Yeah, no, it's like it tastes almost like it's like the Ruffle potato chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm grocery shopping tomorrow, so.
Dude, hit them up. I mean, are they better than regular Reese's? I don't know. Probably not. But as like, if you're a big Reese's head and you like to try all the different flavors, it's solid. It's good. It's worth a try.
All right, I'll add them to my list.
Nice. Now, is this pin an add-on?
The pin is available as a reward tier with the book, or as an add-on.
Okay.
Yep, everything that's listed, short of the story, is available as an add-on, as well as my my Tales from the Toy Store and Return to the Toy Store books are also available as add-ons.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Sounds good. I mean, Katrina, you're off to a good start. So hopefully,
We have gotten off to a really solid start. I'm incredibly happy. We are, 36 hours in, and we're almost 70% funded. So
nice.
I'm ecstatic.
Congrats.
My poor kids. My oldest hates seeing all the Facebook posts about it, and he's like, "Please fund her so that she can stop posting this." And I'm not stopped posting until Halloween. So you might as even if we fund tomorrow,
just ignore her. Like, just ignore her for the month, dude.
He actually has threatened to mute me for 30 days. And I'm like, you're sitting on my couch. I can say whatever I need to say to you. I don't need to say it via Facebook. So you go right ahead. If you need to do that, you go right ahead.
Just suck it up, kid. Suck it up.
Yeah. I said I do this once or twice a year. You can survive.
Ooh, this one looks good.
This one looks really good.
Yep. Chuck, you want me to play the intro first?
So I'm going to tell you straight up, I believe that you should only do that you should keep your videos under 2 minutes. But I'm only the co-creator of this book, so I don't win every battle. This is a 4-minute video. So if you don't want to play a 4-minute video, I have no issue with that. It's a good video. I'm very proud of the video, and it's very entertaining, but it's 4 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Listen, I'll tell you what. We'll kick it on. We'll give you 90 seconds.
Okay.
All right. And then if it wins us over, we'll keep going. How's that sound?
I'm good with that.
So let's try this.
Okay, big guy. All set. And action.
Is this thing on? Oh, okay. Hey, it's Belial, the one true and rightful ruler of hell. Yeah, I know. Forget what you heard about old Lucy. When he stole my powers, he took my PR group too.
Yeah, screw that mud flap.
Anyway, I'm here to catch you up on my mission to reclaim what's been mine since creation. My power, my throne, my kingdom. If you're new here, you might want to check out the first 2 installments of my epic story. The ones where I squared off against war,
egocentric ass bag,
pestilence,
the Duke of Dookie himself,
and famine.
Potentia impotentia. That's Latin for impotent power.
Link.
Right. Sorry, boss.
As I was saying, there's been some backhandedness, thievery, duplicitous conspiring going on that needs addressing. This chapter's right to take care of some loose ends. Despite what you may think.
Okay.
Wow, that was a cliffhanger. Despite what you think.
Despite what you think.
No, it's good.
Can you finish it? Despite what you think. I want to hear the rest of it. You said if it
finish the sentence.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
For this sort of thing.
Here you go.
Yes, of course, it's at my say-so.
So if you know what's good for you, then you'll pick up the issue and any others you may have missed. Make sure when you're choosing sides, you pick the right one and get in on these sweet, loving story. Still on the fence? We ain't above bribery. If you throw in with us, we got some gifts for you.
We've got standard issues for those who like to keep things simple. We have our glam rock cover for the baddest bitch. I said baddest bitch. Give me a moment. There. Nobody likes censors. Our glam rock cover is available for the baddest bitches out there. Designed by Connie Jolins. We've also got... Wait, what is this? We didn't talk about this. What the
We got super sexy Steph Wilson, super sexy covers. But you may want to stash those under your mattress in case your mom walks in. Yeah. If you're afraid of your mom, but you still want a piece of the pie, if you know what I mean, you can get the censored version.
And we have stickers. We have stickers. Am I even in charge here? That's it. I'm out of here.
You get the idea.
Who's writing that
Back to
shit?
campaign. Get the swag. Share with your buddies or enemies. We ain't picky. Come here. Come here, Pooches. We got another show to do.
When does the YouTube show start? That's what I want to know, bro. That's my question, baby.
I love that you asked that because, yeah, it's taken on a very animated format. And so that is something that we've talked about. It's very much in the Adult Swim vein. It's the original creator of Hell trying to take his domain back from Lucifer and the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So it's a 4-issue series, and this is issue 3, where he takes on death and deals with the betrayal of a loyal ally.
Nice. So, how many pages is this issue?
32.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 32 black and white. Because like most, a lot of the issues, a lot of books we're finding are usually around 20, 24 pages on Kickstarter, and they're color. So we went, if we're going to go black and white, why don't we add some extra? And it also allows the story to breathe a little bit because there's so much comedy in there that you still want to make sure that the story gets its chance to speak as well. So 32 pages has actually worked really well for us.
No, looks good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have the other. I think I have the trade. You know, it's just that it's in the pile.
Right? I feel you. Well, if you ever you're worried about getting through the pile, just let me know and I'll fire the digitals. I got you.
Okay. No, I'm gonna get to it, dude. I have to one day just take a pictures of just the pile.
Right? Oh, dude.
Dude, it's like 3 long boxes.
Oh crap. Yeah, I feel you, man.
Lies. I've been to his house. Lies.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a short box halfway filled. Come on.
Oh right. Oh wow. Jay, how much money you want to bet on it? Right. You see, you ain't nothing, right? Talk about lies.
One thing we didn't get to talk about in the. Oh, sorry.
Chuck, I'm sorry.
You're good.
By the gauntlet right now.
You got to go for it. Go for it.
I've been there. Now, his wife has a library. She has a load of books. I look at this one. That's him.
Wow.
That's him.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know, man. I got to say, and not to take sides here, though he is the host, but whenever my wife gets a book, I call it our book. So, yeah.
No, I call them my books because she won't read them. That's how I know they're my books. Right?
Oh, I feel you.
Uh-huh.
There was one cover that we didn't get to show on the video because it wasn't done yet. Actually, two covers. So we have a Josh Lyman cover, which is and it is on the page here. It's his homage to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, because this one very much deals with death. So he wanted to make a death cover with them playing games with death in hell, which was a lot of fun. And then our boy Chris Mad, he did an amazing homage to, because we have a lot of metal, heavy metal stuff put in the book. Like Belial's shirt says, "If you're 555, then I'm 666." Like there's a lot of metal Easter eggs in there. So for this one, we did a Rust in Peace cover, and it's from Megadeth's Rust in Peace album. And Chris Mad did it, and it looks gorgeous. So it looks so good that we ended up turning it into a metal cover as well. You can buy the metal cover of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right down there. Yeah, that one right here. Yeah, that's that's our way of saying we have a metal cover like this, but shiny.
Nice. See, but this isn't going to actually be on the cover, is it?
No, not at all.
Right. What's funny is, you're going to get a complaint from somebody. They'll be like,
Right?
"What happened to this?"
That should be on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look ugly, dude. I'll go and I'll personally stamp their cover.
Oh, there you go. This is cool. So where'd you get? Who's your artist on this? The interior.
The interior artist, pencils, is Greg Warrenchak, and he's the one who did that sweet Neil Adams homage, which is like an homage to his Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And so Greg Warrenchak did that. He did the pencils, and then my partner on the book, Sean Barbour, did the inks.
Nice. Very nice.
There's the team right there. We got Scott Weldon on pencils or on letters, and then we've got my lovely wife Wendy Gale doing the edits.
Nice. How does that work out?
Good, but I don't win near as many fights as you would think I would. Like, I've had a couple times where, like, there was a certain joke that I wanted to add into the book, and both Wendy and Sean came back to me, and they were like, "I don't get it." And I'm like, "Oh, crap. Really? Both of you?" So we had to retool it to make it work, but we did, and everyone got the joke, and everyone laughed, so that's all that mattered. But, yeah, man, I don't win near as many battles as I would have hoped.
Gotcha. Hey, listen, man, that's just how it rolls sometimes.
Right? It means they're being professional, so I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
There's that Steph Wilson piece, which is kind of cool because he's wearing a Psycho Stick shirt, which is another metal band. Mm-hmm. And they actually got to go over the cover and make some edits and add to it. They said, "This is what we would like to see on it." And it was all stuff that we would have wanted on there anyway, so it worked out really well. And they've been liking it and sharing it around and stuff, so that's been pretty badass.
No, that's nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. When I first saw it, I thought it said paycheck. I don't know how I saw that, but, you know, I'm half blind anyway, so it's, you know. So
it's small.
What?
It's small. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was just like, you know, I was like, that's really on the nose. He's trying to get paid. You know, but no, this is pretty awesome.
That's Connie Jolitz's Bottles to the Ground cover, which is pretty badass too. I like that. It's way different color scheme than anything we've ever done before. So I really liked having a cover that had a woman's touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
No, it's nice.
And this is that Chris Mad in its entirety with no stamp.
No, right.
Yeah.
So at least now they'll know.
Not so shiny. And then there's Josh Lyman's cover.
Cool. Very nice.
And believe it or not, Chuck's campaign and my campaign actually have something in common. And the fact that Josh did something for both of them.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. I was like, well,
everybody's like, what?
I was like immediately thinking, like, what did Eric do on mine?
What did Eric do?
He did both our videos.
He did both of our videos. He did most of my graphics. Eric's my hero. He saves my butt more often than not.
Very good dude, yeah.
Oh, very nice. Well, you guys are funded, and you guys got another 3 days to go. So nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
You
Yeah, we're pushing.
Yeah. Listen, you got like the hustle is real.
Right.
The
Thank
hustle
you.
is real, you know. And I mean, yeah, man, awesome. Congratulations. I mean, listen, you know, I mean, I know you said there's only 4 issues, but is there going to be like, what's going to happen beyond this? What are you looking beyond this?
So we're open to beyond. Really, the aim is, if I'm being completely honest, finishing this up, and I'm basically, once we're well into 4, we're going to start. We already have some publishers who are interested. We're going to share it with some publishers, see who wants to pick it up, see which deal looks the best for what we're hoping to do with the book. And from there, if people dig it, we're open to moving forward, and we have some side stuff. Like, this is very much Belial's story, but we could deal with Link, the little imp, or other characters who we've left their stories open enough that we can play with it in other stuff. So there's definitely lots of stuff to play with in the Belial verse. We're just going to leave it up to fans, because, you know, you don't want to throw stuff out there and keep making stuff and people go, yeah, dog, we don't like it. So we'll just see what the reception's like, and we'll go from there.
All right, cool. I mean, listen, and to answer the previous question, this is how you get around having deep pockets. You find a publisher.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. You know, all right, cool.
Thank you.
No, Chuck, it looks awesome, man. I mean, you know.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
We're
all super proud.
Yeah, don't mind me. I have to focus because, you know, if you ever watched, you know, Mr. Rosario show.
I suck at editing and producing.
All right. Mr. Vera, you're up.
All right, so this is issue 3 of There's None in My Toilet. Duty finally gets out of the woods, and he's gets into a house where there's a Chihuahua named Herman who thinks that there's a talking jalapeno that's an intruder, and he has to get it and find it. And the government is tracking down the UFO crash site, so all roads are closing in on Duty right now. So I'm excited about this because there's not only this issue, but I also did a second story, which is a mini, which is Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. And this is after, because There's None in My Toilet is a 12-part miniseries. And then it spins off into another adventure with Duty. And so Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu, it's available on this campaign as well. And it's where Duty is on his homeworld of Uranus. He's in class. He's a high school student. And he's bored, and he wants to go on another adventure. And he hears about some of the military from Uranus that disappeared in the Outer Rim. And the only thing that came back to base was the word Cthulhu. And so he doesn't know what the hell Cthulhu is, and he wants to go off and chase after it, even though he's not equipped to do so. And if you know anything about Duty, you know, Duty does what Duty does. And so he goes off, half-witted, off to the Outer Rim to go and face this mystical creature. And so this is a double whammy on this campaign. And it's all ages, but there's also a children's book version called Duty's Adventures, where Duty basically is in school, elementary school, and he has to deal with a bully. So Duty becomes Super Duty, like we all do. We all want to be superheroes. And his bully becomes a diabolical egomaniac overlord nemesis, Poo-Poo. So he has to do battle with him. And what's great about the children's book is that it's interactive. Every page turn, there is the opposite page is a trivia questions, multiple choice questions that the parent and the child can do together. And then at the end of the book, there's 3 pages where the child can write their own ending or continue the story from where they believe it should go. And there's 3 additional pages where they can draw their own characters. So Duty's Adventures is from ages 4 and up. And it's fully interactive for the parent or guardian to with the kid. And then there's None in My Toilet, which is all ages, and Duty's Monsters, all ages as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, and Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu is the first book I've done in over 10 years that I did without any assistance. Usually I have like George lettering it, or I'll have somebody else coloring it. I did everything. I did the lettering, the coloring, the writing, the illustration.
Were you at Dallas Fan Expo this year?
Yes.
I thought I saw this book. Dude, this is cool. Good stuff, man.
Thank you. I'm going to be at the fan festival in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Cowtown Comic Con right after.
So you're based out of Texas too?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right. Well, I'm right between Austin and San Antonio, so I'll see you at some shows.
Oh, nice. I'm in Rowlett.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. It's in Dallas County.
Well, then I'll bug you next time I see you.
Yeah, definitely. So this campaign is the third in the series. I'm excited about it. And that's a print that you can get of all the Duty traveling the globe looking for backers. And so that was part of. I've been doing online drawing daily. I think I'm up to episode number 98. So every day I go online, I draw Duty in a different scenario. So you have everything. You can get the single issue. You get to pick between two different covers. There's the homage cover to The Shining, which is Here's Duty. Duty's Monsters and Planet Cthulhu. You can get the single color cover or all three covers. It's a spread. It's a 3-cover spread. So you can get the single cover alone, or you can get all three together. Everything's available as an add-on as well as tiers. So if there's a specific tier that you like, but you want to add something else, everything's an add-on.
Cool. Now, why did you decide to go it alone on this particular issue?
Because I decided, I couldn't sustain being a brokepreneur. I couldn't sustain always outsourcing for a colorist, and so I decided to teach myself Clip Studio Paint, and I wanted to apply my newfound skills, and so I decided that if I'm going to do this and try to build and make this my long-term income, I needed to be able to be well-rounded and not always outsource. And so I decided to do it this way.
All right, cool. Now, why Planet Cthulhu?
Because there isn't one, and so the story goes. The plot for this is basically, Cthulhu. The last battle he had, he was imprisoned underneath in the Earth's oceans, whatever. So how could he be in two places at once? How could he be on Earth and on this planet on the Outer Rim? The only way to find out is by reading this book, and so there's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of new characters. There's a character I created called Cosmic Gorf from my book Cosmic Wars, which was the first book I've ever self-published back in 2003. He appears a cameo in this book. There's also an appearance from the Crazy Man in Duty's Monsters. So all worlds collide in this universe, and it's going to be fun.
All right, cool. Does Wonder Duck appear?
No.
Damn, she's done the color.
Just the characters I've created. Just the characters I created.
So much help. They're like, no. George for you, dude.
Stop acting up.
That's all we do for New York.
Yeah, so see right here, so that you can get the single cover, or you scroll down a little. And then you can get so those are the left and right sides of that cover. So it's a 3-cover spread. So you can get the single cover or all 3 covers and have it together. It look cool in the frame.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's also a custom sketchbook. So it's this book right here that I'm holding in my hand. And basically it's 50 pages. So if you have an aspiring artist in your family, a young kid who wants to draw, you get this custom cover, this custom sketchbook. I will start them off with a sketch by me and a little note from Duty encouraging them to continue with their journey in art.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, have you gone to like any local schools or anything like that?
I'm working on that. I've been talking to some educators. Everything I'm working on now is for 2023.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So right now it's just planting the seeds for next year. But yeah, I'm working on schools. I'm working on some public appearances and some other things that I can't talk about.
All right. So what were you going to tell us?
No. So everything's available. So all these prints that you see available, you can get to pick which print that you want in the survey. But these are all stuff that you saw me draw during my live stream. So every single one of these things I did on my live stream.
Yeah, no, these are really cool. So, I mean, you said you were working on some stuff you're going to tell us about.
No, I didn't.
He's a bastard.
He's a bastard.
He's trying to dress it up. You know what I mean? You gotta give me a little bit of this.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. So
All right, Jay, you coming up, so don't worry about it. I'll get it to you in a minute.
So if we get to 75 backers, there's that digital rewards. You get the Oswald Chronicles, Tall Tales, and Eagle Raven.
Nice.
Look at that.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
You talked about getting into schools. Look into homeschool groups as well. I've had some success with homeschool groups.
That's interesting.
Going in and doing like a reading for the kids, and then the parents purchase the books afterwards.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. I never even thought about that. Good idea. Thank you.
Okay, that's some stretch bonuses. Cool. Who's that guy?
I mean, having him make books for kids is one thing, but having him hang out with them, is that a good idea, guys? Sorry, we barely know each other, and I'm already ribbing you, but whatever. Sorry.
No. I've been doing. I've been working.
Look at that. Belial was at the bottom of that one too.
I love that.
Nice.
I know, right?
Very nice.
Oh, and Granite State Punk.
Yeah.
Belial's at the bottom of duty.
No, yeah, these are like the recommendations from.
No. I think I think you got campaign we love, right? Project We Love, because you're everywhere. Every time I go on Kickstarter, your campaign comes up.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Granite State Punk is on there from Travis. So that's
yeah.
Cool.
And actually, if you get both of those, we have a special print.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. All right, cool. So, Sam, you got what? Another 17 days to go?
17 days to go. 17 long and painful days. Yes. So this is the slowest. This is the slowest of all the three, and I don't understand it. It's the first two were funded quickly. This one is like, I don't know, is dragging his feet. And every day somebody's signing up. I got over 150 people who continue. Every day I look. I started up with 131. Now I'm up to 160 people who've signed up, and I'm like, so it messes with you emotionally.
Just
so
commit.
Now I know why people drink, because I'm like, oh my god, and that's like, and then to add insult to injury, after 8 campaigns, I finally get Project We Love, and it's still moving slow.
Oh,
I'm like,
I actually, we had a killer first day, and then most of today just nothing. And I actually texted a friend and went, "Oh my god, we've stalled on day 2."
Oh no, I've stalled for 4 days.
Luckily we got a couple of good sized backers later in the day, and that was his response. The day is not over yet.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. So shout out to Pops. I'll be on his show tomorrow, and then nice. Lori. I'll be on Lori Calcaterra's show, and then Nerds of the Round, and Paul Gomez. Shout out to all of them for bringing me on last minute, because I didn't want to do any podcasts. I did over 30 the first campaign, which is probably why it got funded so quickly. And then I did like 18 on the second campaign. And this campaign, I said, oh my God, I want to take it easy because it burns you out. And then I was like, I think I need some help. I was like, SOS.
You got to do that legwork, Papa.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, stop acting up.
But Sam, like, what are the big differences? Because like you say, you do a lot of shows, you do a lot of hand selling. So what are you seeing as a big difference there? Like why is it? Because I know you're successful at shows. I've seen you at shows. You're a salesman. You kill it. So I mean, where do you see that big difference?
I think the difference is when people hear, and I don't know, this is just me, my interpretation. All ages is a harder sell online. Mm-hmm. When I'm in person at the event, and I make eye contact, that's when I got you. And I'm like, hey, check this out. But the tagline, because I have a big banner, and you see there's Nail in My Toilet. He's standing right there, and everyone giggles. And I said, come and check it out. And I start talking to them, and then it just flies. It's harder online than it is in person, which is why I'm in my element when I'm at conventions. It's just a big disparity between the two.
Gotcha.
Damn, dead on.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying dead on. Like, he's so right. I have kids, all ages books that I've tried to sell too, same thing. Like at least at a convention, you can go. They got a kid. This book's for them, and you can aim at them, and you can and pull them out of the crowd and whatnot. But online, like I don't know who's gonna buy it. It's tough to track people down, and honestly, online, a lot of people aren't looking to buy something for their kid. But when the kid is right there next to them, it's like, hey, you want them to shut up? Buy them a damn book, and here's the book for them. You know, like it's immediate. So yeah, man, I totally feel you. I think you're dead on.
I will second, third that. Yeah.
But you picked up another backer, which is good. Hopefully, you'll pick up a few more.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
Yeah. Now, I was just gonna say that because I know you're in Texas now. It's an open carry state. So you're holding a gun while you're making a sale.
It's interesting because some conventions in Texas, the parents want to buy what they want first. So I was at an event where 4 different families, the kids kept coming back to the table. And the parents like, not now, because the parents, they're there to collect what they want to collect and whatever. And this one girl came, the daughter, she came and she wouldn't leave the spot. And she just stood there. And the mom's like, what is it? She goes, I want to get this. And she's like, like pouted. I was like, why'd you bring the kid in the first place? And then there's one boy, the father just, the kid really wanted it. The father wasn't hearing it. And so then I gave the kid a print. And I signed it, and I said, "Here." And it's like, and the father looked at me like I was a jerk, and I was like, I just wanted to give it to the kid because he looked, and then he lit up like it was Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I was
man.
like, you know what? He just he was gonna cry. He wanted to go home, and I was like, I can't let this kid walk away with nothing.
Yeah.
So I just gave it to him. Sometimes, and that's the hard part is like if you and I get it, but. When you take a kid to an event, I think, say, hey, did you save your allowance or whatever it is? You got here's $10, whatever you want, that's yours to spend. Once it's gone, it's gone. At least they know that they can do whatever they want with it. Especially if you're going to an event where you're picking up your favorite comic and you're online or you're getting that collectible and the kid's walking away with their thumb like this. It's it's tough.
I do coloring sheets and crayons at my tables.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand, Sam. It's like, it's like taking a kid to Toys R Us. Dating myself, you don't do that. That's like torture, man.
It is. It's tough to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I always have a stash of stuff for giveaways just for that, because I know there's always going to be that kid, that child that comes over that's going to walk away empty-handed, but I'm like, you know what? I got something for you. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I know. So you guys want to move on to the next set of questions?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, let's do that. Sure. Let's do that. What? What's this? What? I thought we were moving on to the next set of questions. Oh, I'm so excited now. Good thing you can't see my face, because I was giving you the Tyson stare down of death right now. And I was just like,
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. And I've met him in person. This stare is not that big a deal.
I have not. And I don't care what anybody says. Would you take a shot from Tyson for $1 million? No, because they're going to spend all that money on reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it at 70-year-old Tyson. Yes.
Not even. No, but I'll tell you this though. He is a very nice guy, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now
he's a nice guy.
Now he's mellowed out. He's mellowed out a lot more.
Well,
But
dude,
we got this. Don't forget about Tyson right now. We can talk about Tyson later. He gets enough publicity, damn it.
Let me tell you something.
This is The Dead Princess Vicky Sticks, folks. This is my latest book. This is the 7th title that I've produced under the Unstoppable Comics Princess. We launched it the other day, and I had a live stream going on with a couple of the guys here, Sam and JD. We had a great time, and it's the story of a monster who's out there to protect the other monsters, or at least avenge them if something else goes wrong.
Right.
Yeah, there's no.
Is that all you got?
That was it. It was like that. Stop. That stop.
Oh, wait a second! I sent you the wrong thing. I sent you the update. Go to the campaign. I sent you the latest update with the preview pages. I'm sorry.
No, you just go down.
That'll go down. Go down.
Hit the other tab.
Go down.
Hit the tab.
Go down.
Go down.
Go down. Yeah. There
you go.
There you go, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. You've got it right now, man. Yeah. But
You're the one that sent me the wrong link, bro. You know.
Why are my videos not popping up?
I don't know. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there they go. Okay. So you don't got to play them. One of them is
I wasn't going to.
So like I said, we launched it the other day, and we had a lot of support. And one of the things I did was I gave away a couple prizes to some of the backers during our live stream launch. We had such a great time doing that. We're going to do that again this coming Wednesday at 9:00. All they have to do is come to the page, click that first video, and they can see myself and a few people hanging out. And we're going to be giving away some prizes to some of the people who are backing Vicky, the Dead Princess Vicky Sticks. Those are some of the variant covers that we got going on for the book right now. We got one by series artist Eric Tamayo, one by Bruno Kotick, one by Granda, and one by the Chibi cover, because who doesn't love Chibi style imagery? We got a Chibi cover by Bun Lung, and we just added a blank sketch cover because a few of the backers are like, hey, there's no blank sketch cover. I got no artist. I'm not as talented as Sam, so we'll put it up there. If anybody wants to pick one up, they can pick that up, find their own artist. Here we break down what's going on, the usual Kickstarter stuff, who's Vicky Sticks, what's happening in the story, why am I doing a supernatural comic book for the first time, where the money is going. Will there be any add-ons? Yes, there will be add-ons. Why I'm using Kickstarter. We've added our preview pages so you can see what you're going to be picking up there. That's fully colored. Excuse me. It is a 24-page full color comic book. So you see some of the vampires that are going down there. You see some of them in human form, and we have a nice little reveal coming up. Not everybody that's a human in this little bar is
nice.
A human, right? It's a story about monsters. So that's a Wendigo. He's the bouncer of this little bar that Vicky hangs out and drowns her sorrows in when she can't help her people out. We got some T-shirts coming up. Who doesn't love T-shirts? So we got a couple. We'll be adding some more T-shirts later on as the campaign goes. We have our graphic novels from some of the other books I have produced up to this point. So we've got our Dragonstorm graphic novel. We've got our Shield of the Interceptor. We've got our Unstoppable Origins, which gives you a few more pages to figure out what these characters are about. We've got our character guide. I was a big fan of the old Marvel Universe handbook. So that is something that is along those lines. Or if you are one of those people that play Dungeons and Dragons or anything along those lines, and you're looking for cannon fodder or heroes to build off against, well, inside of that, you also have power charts and things you can utilize. And then we have Storm Chasers. That's our team book. Then we're coming up on the creative team that's going on there. Myself, Eric Tamayo, the artist, Michael Summers, our colorist, Dr. Mitchell, who is our editor. She's an English doctor over at SUNY Rockland in New York. We got my wife, who's doing the lettering. Moving on down, we've got some of our single issue add-ons, the books that we still have that are in print, so they can be tacked on to any reward. Got our trading cards. One of the cool things we do at every campaign is we add trading cards to our stretch goals. So you see how we've grown and all the stretch goals that we've hit. We've got new cards coming out, which will be revealed. And then we go into our risk and challenges. So our stretch goal, I could say this right now, our very first stretch goal, we'll have both a trading card and a digital PDF provided by our very own crazy man, Sam Vera. We're working on a nice PDF exchange. For those of you who do crowdfunding, that type of cross promotion does help out. So I got to finish doing the graphics for that, and hopefully we hit that goal soon. We got a $3,500 goal, and we're just at $1,900.
Nice. Now you had a prior campaign to this one. Are you done fulfilling that one, right?
Yes, I have done fulfilling that prior campaign, sir.
To all of the backers.
All the backers. You know what? Let me throw this out there in front of you. Mr. Calderon backed my project, and since the end of the campaign, I've seen him half a dozen times, and I still have yet to bring him his rewards from the campaign. Everybody else has gotten their rewards, but you know what? JD,
I feel your pain, JD, because I still haven't got my Wonder Duck yet.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just saying.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
just saying.
Everybody else got it.
Mhm.
Bro, I was at Calderon's house the Friday morning, and as I left, I'm like, shit, I forgot to bring him his stuff. Some of them bitch.
Yeah, and mind you, I went to Disney World and I got him something.
Wow.
Is this JD's ball busting hour? Holy shit. I'm glad you guys don't know me, man. I'd get whacked.
This is how you know I like him.
I know, I like that.
We bust each other's balls, baby.
Exactly. All right.
That's what we have fun doing.
Yeah. No. Everything looks great, man. I mean, all the campaigns look fantastic. So yeah. All right. So I got a question.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We all do it, right? We all look at these campaigns. We're all trying to figure out what can we do a little differently that'll take us to the next level, right? We've all done that. So we try to go through these campaigns. So one of the things that I've had a large discussion with Larry Higgins from Niobe is covers and bad girls and good girl covers and that sort of thing, and how popular they've become. Also, the amount of covers some campaigns have. I mean, what is it? Polito has what, 30?
Yeah.
40. I've seen some campaigns where, like, if you just count the single covers, not with the extras, like the virgin covers and the chromiums and all that stuff, you got 14, 15 covers. And my thing is this: is what do you guys look for in a cover that attracts you? Right? Because we all buy books, we all like books, right? And Katrina, even in prose,
Yeah,
right? Because I mean, they're remember back in the 90s, we had Fabio, right?
Mhm. Yep.
My mom had all the books.
There you go, right? Or you have Boris, you have Frazetta, you had Michael Whelan, right? So yeah, I mean, that sort of thing. Like what attracts you, or even is just like I said, who attracts you, right? So I'm sorry, who did I start with first? I think I started with Katrina. So Chuck, you're up.
Damn. You know what? It's funny because I'm not usually a variant cover guy. So I would rather just kind of get the regular. I want the story. I'm not there to necessarily collect. I'm not there to get all the covers or anything like that. But like, I love a good homage, especially one that like hasn't necessarily been done a million times. Like if you've got an ASM 300 homage, who gives a fuck? Like I can get that anywhere. But like I mean that Rust in Peace cover that we showed off, I would buy the crap out of that, and that's because it speaks directly to me. It's the stuff I love. So if somebody had like an homage, like one of the books I worked on, they had a Dio Holy Diver cover, and I was like, oh damn, I actually got to buy that. That's really solid. So yeah, I think like if you can find one that speaks to your brand, and I think that's a problem, is that people will do these 14, 15 covers, or they'll do a bunch of covers, or they'll do sexy covers. Like I saw someone do a sexy cover for their all ages book, and I was like, you're an idiot. That is a terrible idea. And they're like, we're gonna sell covers, and I'm like, yeah, and then they're gonna read the inside and be like, what the hell is this? Like, what did you just sell me? So nah, man, like it needs to follow your brand. So yeah, we have a naughty and a nice cover, and that's because it's in hell and there's a little bit of nudity and tons of swearing inside the book. So it all follows the brand. But you got to have a brand for that book, and it's got to make sense. So if your little kitty's book is selling nudies, maybe you need to get your shit together. But yeah. So yeah, I just say follow your brand and go with what you know, and it should work out.
100%. I agree with that one. I think this goes back to Sam.
Yeah.
But Damien, you're not a sucker. I'm just saying. It says thumbs up. There you go. All right, Katrina, what are your thoughts? What are you looking for in the cover?
I'm also not a variant hunter. But if I am, it tends to be done by somebody I know.
Mm.
And I mean, obviously, I have to like it too. if I know you and it sucks, well, probably not going with it.
It's hard to look at you.
Yeah, it's kind of. Did you get my?
What do you think of my cover?
Yeah. Luckily, nobody asked me my opinion on art. I went when I first started Geekorama like 10 years ago. I had some people like, "Can we submit art for review?" And I'm like, "No, you cannot." My opinion is just my opinion. I mean, that's the way it is with books too. But when it comes to art, I have no art background. I have nothing to base my opinion on. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it tends to be somebody I know, and I don't know. The homage covers never mean anything to me, because I'm clueless. I mean, it's like asking me who sang a song. I never know the answer. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I got.
Gotcha. All right, Sam, what are you looking for?
It's usually the artist that attracts me. Like like anything Derek Loffman does, Jake Parker, Ben Benders, Jess Smith from Bone. That style of art always attracts me. I'm a big fan of that style. You know, I was a big fan of Angel Medina's style when he was working on Sam and Twitch. Anything McFarlane does, I love McFarlane stuff. So it's really the style of the art that attracts me. And if it's an artist that I follow, whatever they do, I'm there. So because I'm an artist, I'm attracted to a specific look and style. And I just backed the campaign where I got the variant cover because I like that better than the regular cover. So the cover will speak to me based on what it, and I thought it was just very dynamic. It was something I'd never seen before. I was like, this is really hot. And so, and it's one of the things I need to have in my collection. And I'm a big art of book collector. So I'm just a fan of art.
All right, cool. Mr. Rosario, what do you got?
Yeah, like Sam, an artist will speak to me. Okay, I'm with it. But I like themes also. I know it's going to sound weird, but remember the Marvel 25th anniversary cover that every issue that came out that month for Marvel's 25th anniversary had that nice border around it, or like, the puzzles. I don't know if you guys remember when Wildstorm, they finally locked in Travis Charest. Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't
Yeah.
know. Right?
I like Charest.
You like
Travis Charest. Yeah, but it is Charest
though. He had a nice, single character pinup, but the background, you were able to put the whole puzzle together. So if you could come up with nice themes like that, gimmicky, I'm a commercial gimmicky sucker.
The French Canadian in me threw up a little in my mouth when I heard you say Travis Charest. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've finally heard it pronounced correctly. It is Charest, but I like Travis.
But I understand what Chuck is talking about, because whenever I hear somebody pronounce Jimenez, Jimenez, I'm like,
Jimenez. Oh,
son of a bitch. I mean, I'm not somebody to make fun of anybody else's name. My name is JD, right? So if I get somebody's name wrong, I apologize. But when they get it wrong,
I had somebody yesterday suggest that I do like an invite for kids to write poetry.
Okay.
And it was my last name with poets after it. And it realized my last name is Roets, but I realized they were pronouncing it Roets Poets. And I went, oh no, we can't, no. Maybe Roets Notes. But
yeah, there you go.
But we yeah, no.
Roets Poets.
It sucks because it works, but it's wrong.
It works, but it's wrong.
It's still wrong.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Well, for myself, I primarily look at the main covers. But if I do see one of the alternative covers available, like on its own level, I'll sometimes buy one of those. And I only ever actually remember buying one alternative cover on the stands, and it was because Arthur Adams drew Red Sonja, and that damn cover, because I opened it up and it was trash, but that cover, it was worth it. It was worth it. I think it was only $4 at the time, so it was worth the $4 just to have that Arthur Adams cover. So,
Nice.
yeah, so I mean, gotta love Arthur. But Mr. Rosario, you're up. What do you got?
I'm sorry.
Sam,
I got nuts. I got nothing.
Sam, do you want to cover for him?
Yeah. What do you got, Sam?
Okay. Let me see. Holy crap!
We figure we.
All right. So I'm gonna flip the script on you. So what turned you off on the cover?
Nice.
Good.
So, like,
Cool.
Very good. Katrina, what you got?
As much as I know the naughty and nice covers are a big thing. I tend to not enjoy them. The naughty covers. It's just not my thing. I guess because I tend to look at them and go, am I buying porn or am I buying a comic? Because I don't want to open it up and that be what I'm reading. And I tend to veer towards all ages comics anyway. I mean, I write children's books, so I guess that kind of a hand in hand kind of thing. So yeah, for me, it's the naughty covers. They just don't do anything for me.
Damn, I was gonna do an Oswald cover where he takes off his tie.
I know. Now I'm thinking, as popular as they are, I'm thinking maybe I should have like the cats in bikinis or something, on the covers of my books. But
there you go. Chuck, what turned you off, brother?
I mean, I don't mind a naughty cover. I feel like anybody out there who's making naughty covers and they hear one person won't buy them, they're like, "That's cool, man."
That's
like,
okay.
1,000 people will. So you know what? First off, I hate cover is a chance for that artist to shine. So there's nothing worse than a sloppy cover, like one that just does not look. Doesn't is just really poorly done, really low detail, all that kind of stuff. Hate that sort of stuff. Plus, when we see the same, and I was talking about it earlier, when we see the same ASM 300 homage, or the same Wolverine with the Hulk, whatever number that one is, or Wolverine has the claws and stuff, and Hulk's in there, when we see those same homages over and over and over again, it's yeah, man, it's been done. Move on, find something else. There was other covers, right? Other really cool stuff has been done. So yeah, I think those are the two big ones: is crappy homages or overdone homages, and then someone who's just clearly is not just a shitty cover. You know what I mean? Just a really poorly detailed cover.
All right, cool. I really like naughty covers. I really dislike naughty covers that lean too much from sexy to lurid.
Okay.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. I mean, the lurid ones.
I mean, I like things like Steph Wilson when he does a cover. It's naughty, it's sexy, it's fun.
Hey, what's up, Max?
But it's not she's not giving blowjobs right there on the front. You know what I mean? You're not seeing. So playful, I think, is what she's aiming for, and I totally feel you there. I completely agree with Daphne on that.
But I mean, you got to save that for at least page 3.
Make them flip a little bit.
Exactly. All right, Jay, what turned you off from a cover, bro?
I want to go with Chuck here. Really shitty homages. You know what I mean? If you try to do an homage or not only is it overused, it is shitty. I mean, come on, man. I understand you're trying to spread the love and get people work that you haven't worked with, but don't put them on a cover. You know what I mean? Give them backup pinup or something like that. You know, they'll put them right there on Front Street. And then again, that Amazing Spider-Man or that Infinity, that Crisis on Infinite Earths dead cover, Supergirl dead cover, or what's the other one? The John Byrne Thing arm.
John Byrne Thing arm?
Yeah. People have overused the forget about it. Don't worry about it. I went too insider baseball, I guess. But you know, whatever. Or when a real big name does a real shitty cover, dude.
Oh, phones it in.
Oh, we got somebody who's got a lot of stroke that has their own podcast that did a real shitty Spider-Man Venom cover recently. That was just disgusting.
That's how you really feel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude,
Why don't you share
and
the name with us while you're at it too?
You make it hard to defend you, man. You know, and it's like Venom didn't even have a neck. It was like, I can understand if, you know, he gave Venom a goiter or something and happened. It's understandable, but he didn't even give him that, dude. It was like his shoulders were above his fucking earlobes, man. It was just bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
So you're hiring him for your next cover?
Probably. He sells. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. You know what I mean? Yeah, a draw is still a draw. Yeah, Bruce Willis may be doing fucking level E movies, but he still sells the, you know. Still sells.
Nice. For myself, I don't know. What tends to turn me off, it's like Jay says, shitty art. I mean, if it's just bad artwork, that turns me off. It's like he had said, the Crisis on Infinite Earth cover, it's hard. Like George Perez drew that, and then you have the version of it where Alex Ross painted over it, right? And I'm like, whatever comes out after that, you're fucked. You're not gonna do any better than that. You're not gonna come close. You know, I've seen some decent ones, but man, I'm like, that's a rough one. You know, the Wolverine with the claws, at least I've seen some decent ones come out of that. You know, Todd was good, but that's like a different level. You know, I think the John Byrne, it's funny, Daphne just had this cover. The John Byrne X-Men 148? No, 138? That's where Wolverine is standing with Kitty Pryde, and they're in front of the poster with all the X's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 148,
I mean,
you're right.
Is it 148 or 138? I don't remember, man.
I believe it's 148.
I'm getting old. Anyway, but it's Days of Future Past, right? That's that's
the last X-Men cover, right? He did one more X-Men book after that.
I think so, yeah.
That was the end of his run.
Yeah. Shame. But you know, that cover has been done a lot, you know? And I'm like, okay. And then what's funny is like a friend of mine just recently did that for her, for Daphne. And I was like, oh, okay. But he did a good job of it, so I don't know. So it's one of those things where it's just, you know, just bad art. That's
I got one more. Can I add one more to this?
Yeah.
When they try to do one of those like Drew Struzan or fantasy inspired art, you know, like a movie poster that's supposed to tell the whole movie with all the heads and maybe a scene, that doesn't work on a comic book cover.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes.
My wife had one of those actually. She had like the Star Wars homage, like the Star Wars poster, and so she had one of those.
Well, you know what? I'm guilty of it. I'm saying it from experience. You know, I've had two covers that just we try to do that, and it just it's not a draw.
Gotcha.
Well, and it's like with the you know, like we said, the overdone homages and all that. We're not saying you can't do an amazing ASM 300 homage,
right.
But after all the billions we've seen, good fucking luck. Like you're gonna have to work to get us excited because we've seen so many. So yeah, like it's possible. And even like we were saying with the fantasy cover with all the heads and stuff, yeah, like good luck. We've seen that a lot, and it's not easy to do on a comic. But if you pull it off, good for you. But you got, you're already starting way back there because you got a lot to fight through.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And I just wanted to show up Daphne's thing where she's saying, writing this while I'm trying to figure out a new naughty cover for my next campaign.
Do an ASM 300 homage. Yeah.
Except naked.
Yeah, naked.
Yeah.
There you go.
But do it like Peter Griffin naked, where he's naked, but the bits and bobbles are covered up by all the other body parts.
And have the 300 all behind them, but it's just a bunch of the zeros are just boobs.
There you go. That would work.
There you are, right?
If you really want to get crazy, all the zeros would be nuts.
The 3 would be.
That's lurid, my friend. That is lurid.
3 would be the boobs, and the 0 would be the nuts.
There you go.
Yeah, Katrina's like, I can't believe I'm on the show. I'm gonna get off already. I hope the cats knock over the camera.
That has happened before. I disappeared from my own podcast one night, and my co-host was like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, the cat literally unplugged my camera."
That'll happen. All right, Sam, answer your own question, brother.
I think covers that have nothing to do with the actual comic. It doesn't make sense. You look at the cover, you open up the books, like, wait, what is this? Or where the art is so damn different that it turns you off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pick up scantily cat covers because, imagine me going home and saying, "Hey, mom, my wife sees me picking up." I don't pick that stuff up. So for me, it's really about the art. It's But I mean, there's, like you said, I've seen guys that they want to be like Polito and have 1,000 covers for the sake of they think that's going to drive the campaign. And it really, I would focus on the story and the integrity of your brand and not try to water it down by trying to overcompensate because you're insecure on whether or not you're going to sell your book. I think focus on your brand, focus on your craft, make the best book you can, but avoid, all these covers that just don't make sense.
All right, cool. There you go. Sam, laying it down. I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we made it to the top of the hour. So, we're good. Thank you. You guys are awesome. All the campaigns look fantastic. And listen, everybody, the campaigns are all in the show notes. Click on those links. Support these independent people. Even Jay, he's you know what I mean? Even Jay. I'm just saying. So please.
I'm so butthurt right now. So butthurt.
That's awesome.
That's why you're not on camera. That's filthy, bro. I'm just saying. But thank you all for being here. And please, Katrina, let everybody know where they can find you and your work.
You can find me at, catspresspress.com will take you directly to the Kickstarter. You can find me at lifewithkatie.com. And let's see, Life with Katie on Instagram and Katrina Roets on Twitter. That's it. They're the place, with all the little words.
All right, nice. Chuck, where can they find you your work, sir?
Chuck Pineau, Pineau. You can find me on Facebook with that. You can find me on Instagram with that. On Twitter, I'm at Chucky Pin. And if you check out YouTube and you follow my my channel, Chuck's Raw Reviews, you can check out the comic reviews that I've done. You can also check out my show that airs every Tuesday at 9 Central, where I talk with a different creator and we discuss process and all sorts of fun stuff called Chuck's Shop Talk.
Nice.
All right, nice. Mr. Sam?
Anywhere in the internet space at Catch the Craze with a DA, not a THE. Catch the Craze, all social media, even ones you've never heard of, I'm there. So Catch the Craze. And on Kickstarter, there's Nailing on My Toilet.
Nice. Mr. Rosario?
UnstoppableComics.com. All social media links are on the website. The Kickstarter, the Dead Princess Vicky Sticks on the Kickstarter, but also on UnstoppableComics.com.
All right, cool. Well, you can find me here just about every Sunday. And you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, YouTube, all on JD Calderon. So there you go. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next weekend with another full house. I have a not even pending. This Wednesday, I'll be talking to Tyler Carpenter at 10:30. So that should be so that's gonna be interesting. I've been wanting to talk to him for a minute. I sit down and talk comics, you know.
Good dude.
So yeah. You know, so I've been looking forward to it for a minute, you know, but I finally got the guts to reach out. So there you go. All right. So thank you, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon. Oh, you guys are great. And like I said, go check out those campaigns and go support some independent creators because we need it. And don't forget, buy indie comics, especially mine. Thank you.